Welcome to the guide to how to win a poker tournament. It's not that hard, but top strategies must be revealed. And here to show us how it's done are two of the top poker players anywhere, Tony G and Noah Buchan.
Helping Jesse through the highs and lows of poker are two of the world's best players. Noah Buchan, a rising star of European poker with 2 big wins already under his belt.
I won the EPT in Copenhagen last year and the British Poker Open this year in London.
Alongside Noah and Jesse is Tony G, one of the greatest tournament players of all time.
I've won over 1.5 million in prize money. I'm the WPT Bad Boys champion and I've made 40 final tables in my career.
And giving you a unique insight into the game, one of poker's true legends, a winner of the World Series of Poker Tournament of Champions, Mike Sexton.
You know, you need to love the game, be passionate about it, and one thing I can guarantee you about poker, anyone who wants to become a winning player can do so.
Let's recap what we've learned. When you sit down at a poker table, first hand of the tournament, be aggressive. Be confident. And remember, if you get a big hand early, play aggressive. Don't forget, early on in the tournament, those blinds too small to attack or defend with compunction. And here to reveal those secrets to you, two of the best, Noah Buchan and Tony G. Now guys, let's have a look at our first example, guys, about how Ace-King can either get you into trouble or get you out. Now, what is the first thing you usually think about when you see Ace-King early on, Noah?
Ace-King, it's a great hand, but always remember you're still behind against the pair.
Here's Stephen Metzger.
Oh, send option.
I'm good.
No option.
You just limped in.
I
with
think
this
he just
king.
limped in with it.
Declined option.
What do you think about that?
I think that can be interesting, but not in this situation. I think it's a play you could do. But when you have 6-handed, I would very much prefer to raise with it.
I mean, in this case, he's flopped 2 pair, which obviously is very good. But is there any
6,000.
any idea that maybe you're letting people in too cheap?
Yeah, well, it's perfect for him now. Everyone's flopped something. He's got close enough to the nuts. Ace-10's drawing nearly dead against him. He's laughing right now. So sometimes limping in, it's an interesting play because nobody can put you on the hand.
And raising here, I guess, because he's worried maybe about a flush draw, wants to make the guy pay.
Yeah, you must raise, yeah. This guy is a very tight player, as we saw before. But I wonder, he couldn't lay this down, surely.
When you flop 2 pair with Ace-King like this, is the opportunity that...
This is an ultra-tight player.
Well, let's have a look at our next hand with Ace-King. I mean, obviously, that was a big hitting flop, but sometimes you can miss the flop completely. I just wonder, should you always bet on the flop when you have Ace-King?
It doesn't really matter what you have after the flop.
Oh.
If you missed your hand, you might as well have deuce-9. But
does Ace-King play a lot differently sort of later on in the tournaments than it does early on?
Definitely. Ace-King has much more value late on in the tournament. It becomes a bigger hand every level. So limping in early is not too bad with it because you can be creative and deceive your hand a bit. One play you can do with Ace-King is limp in, and if someone raises, you can go all in to make a really big move.
In this particular hand, it looks like he's limped in again with Ace-King, and he's actually got the 3rd best hand.
He's gone now.
What should he be thinking now? 3 cards on board, someone's betting into him.
Probably thinking he's still good. I'd be thinking, you know, I'm still good, but people got draws.
Yeah, you're still good, but there's...
It's a terrible situation to be in. And that's why with Ace-King you raise because you want to get good hand against you. You want to get Ace-Jack, Ace-Queen against you. You don't want 6-5 of diamonds against you. You don't want 4-10 against you because those hands are very dangerous.
Because they're going to put their money in when you're going to be beat, and like Ace-Jack, Ace-Queen, they're going to put it in when you're beating them. Like he's way behind now.
Raised all in.
He's the guy that raised all in now?
Yeah, the ace-king just called. The 5-6 was the better. The ace-king just called, and this guy's come all in with the flush. And are you the kind of guy who, when somebody puts all their chips in, raises all in against you,
55,000 more.
do you tend to believe them?
I tend to believe them, but sometimes I don't.
It really
It depends on the hand
person.
I've got. But ace king, I don't really like it.
Oh,
No. I don't like 6-5. I mean, it's a situation where it looks bad.
you know at best your opponent has one heart and then he still has a lot of outs to beat you. Or you're already buried.
Call.
Basically, all we're seeing here, we keep seeing, and
Cancel it.
I kind of like the way that guy played ace-king. I
David
mean,
goes all in.
as soon as someone else showed strength, he got away from it.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, it just seems like you play ace-king early on, you've got a bigger chance of getting into trouble than making a big amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ace King is a great hand later on when the blinds are high and somebody races to re-raise with, because you have the best hand most of the time, and it's real hard for people to call a re-raise, so you can pick up a big pot. And if you get called, if you're not up against aces and kings, you still have a good shot.
Do you think early on in a tournament more people win big pots with their big pairs or lose big pots with their big pairs?
Early on, they lose big pots with big pairs, and it's complicated. But ace king especially is a hand to be very, very careful with early on, and making a big raise is probably the easiest play. I would say every time you have ace king early on, make a big raise, and then you get everyone out. But if a hand plays against you, at least it can be ace queen or something, so that you're in a decent position.
Define your hand by making a big raise early on with a hand like ace-king.
The problem with middle pairs is you have to make a lot of big decisions as to what to do in case your opponent bets out when there's an overcard on the board, as we say. This is why middle pairs are so tough to play. If somebody raises in front of you, what do you do with them? If somebody re-raises you behind you, what do you do with them now? Do you want to gamble all your chips on this middle pair in hopes that he doesn't have a bigger pair? Well, this is the problem with playing middle pairs. Tough decisions you have to make when you got them, but certainly you're going to raise one of them if nobody's raised in front of you, and then hold your breath.
We were talking before about other hands, middle pairs for instance. And you love the middle pairs early.
Yeah, I love. It's a very easy hand to play. You limp in, you see if you hit. If you hit, you make a bet. You can get paid if someone also hits. If you make your set, you got to make a set.
Yeah.
That's
If you miss, you can bluff at it. You're not gonna go broke with it. You're either gonna make a lot of money with it, or miss and bluff and then still win the pot or lose a little.
Let's look at how to play a pair of nines. Now, Noah, what's your definition of a middle pair? Do nines qualify?
Yeah, for me that's a middle pair. I even put tens as a middle pair.
Like the idea you were saying earlier, Tony, that
5,000 total.
it's very hard to go broke with a hand like this.
Yeah.
But it's easy to break someone else, isn't it?
It's very easy. It's very easy.
Okay.
5,000 call.
Tony's made a small raise with the 2 nines and the 2 4s have called. They both got the same idea, I guess. How do you rate the pair of 4s play so far?
Yeah, it's decent. I mean,
You know, he knows what he's looking for, to hit a 4.
You were saying before, Noah, that if you miss the flop like Tony has right now, you stick a bluff in, find out where you're at, you're not going to lose any more money. That's what he's done.